All right, students. Today we will cover the last lecture, the last lesson in this unit. And before we start, I want to make a couple of announcements. One, when we have finished this unit, we'll be ready for a test in here. And what I will do, I will put out an announcement in which I go over everything that you will be responsible for this test and exactly how the test will be set up. So it will look like the other test, but I will go back over again everything you'll be responsible for this test. And a second thing that I want to say is that I try not to be very technical in these lectures, not to be overly detailed. This one, I'm going to have to be a little technical in talking about this philosopher. I do want to assure you that if there's something that is fairly difficult and a little technical, you will not be asked to explain that to me on a test. I will keep things as simple as I can for those tests. Okay, with that, we turn to a very famous name in philosophy, and his name is Immanuel Kant. You see the name on the board, and it is pronounced Kant. It's not Kant. Kant is German, and when I say he's German, that means he was part of a German-speaking region there. Literally, actually, there was no country called Germany at this time when he lived, but his native language was German. And he has a very famous book. It's called Critique of Pure Reason. I'll say a little bit more about that in a minute. And Kant agrees with the empiricists. He would agree with John Locke that knowledge comes from experience. But, and we'll get a little technical here, Kant says, since that is the case, everyone assumes that experience provides the framework or the background for knowledge. And Kant says that this is a mistake. He's going to argue that the framework of our experiences, and I'll go into a little more detail about this later, he will argue that the framework or the background of our experiences is non-empirical. It is beyond our experience. Okay, be more on that later. Back to his book, by pure, when we talk about critique of pure reason, by pure, Kant means non-empirical. Something not, that is beyond our experience. And critique does not mean being critical of something. Critique means an examination. So critique of pure reason means a critical examination of the forms of rationality that could not come from experience, but make up the framework within which experience is possible.